are live. Is it live on your end?
Not yet.
Still not on here, one. Oh, 310 subscribers, that's good.
It's not bad.
It takes a time for it to show on the YouTube channel. Like, it takes about 30 odd seconds or so, and then it comes up.
Laurel's destroying his front tyres.
Yeah, that's just that's the talk though of that car. Should have seen him early. He was practicing going off after the end of the chicane bit, and just the tyres just going. Oh my! The tyres going. Oh, we're live. All right, okay. No, I was just talking to you. As you know, if you're going along. I'm trying to see it on my YouTube here. I can't see it. Maybe if I refresh it, maybe. Ah, there we go. There we are. We are live. We've already got 2 people watching. I'll just mute my voice on the YouTube. I mean. Right then, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ARC Spa Endurance Doubleheader. I am Mike Savaloy, and I'm going to be the lead commentator for this week, as you see in my other commentator Lateral out on the track. So I've been joined by a special guest, so I'll let him introduce you. I think you already know who it is by his voice.
Yeah, it's I'm back in the commentary booth. It's chilly. I'm glad to be here. Hopefully providing more insight into the racing, and I'm going to basically slate Lateral at every single mistake he makes.
Oh, you'll love to see it. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying there. Yeah, it's been a while that you've been in the booth, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. You know, I'm thinking of jumping into the commentary booth a lot more often for the next season potentially, but I've always enjoyed it. I've always had good fun. The last time was, I think, the TVT against Jeb. I think that's when I did it last.
I think that's when you were commentating with Lateral, because I was sick that day, wasn't I?
Yeah, so I was a very late last minute call up to that, but I enjoyed it so much. So here I am, new experience again with you being lead commentator this time, but I don't think the dynamic's going to be any much different.
No, so very interesting to see that you want to try it next season there. That's a interesting call that there.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, I'm enjoying the racing. Obviously, it's great fun. But the amount of work that has to go into it, and the amount of effort, I'm concerned that when season 5 rolls around, I won't be able to put in my best. So we'll see. It's all to do with how life goes. But I definitely would like to do commentary if I get the opportunity.
Well, we'll see what happens then for season 5. Riley Cote, he says, hi both. How are you doing, Riley? Hope you're going to stay and watch 3 hours of pure and utter madness around here. So then, Spa, what do you think about this track?
Well, Spa is one of those tracks that like everyone loves. It's got a bit of everything. You've got the low speed corners in the bus stop on La Source. You've got the medium speeds, you know, you got Pouhon and stuff like that, and all the Fagnes chicane, and then you've got all your high speed stuff like Eau Rouge and Raidillon, Blanchimont, and it's just so much fun to drive. It's one of those tracks that can just bite you at any moment as well. You cannot rest once when you're driving around here, and especially on this game, if you touch one of the Astro or, you know, the grass, even the tiniest bit, you are round, that you are not saving that car. And especially as this event is now heavy damage, we might be seeing some catastrophic mistakes.
Yes, and I was wanting to do, what about the curbs around here? Are they pretty good around here? They don't auto-spin like what happened to you last week? I didn't want to sprint out, but you know.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, so the only curb that I've ever had a problem on, there's 2 curbs I have problems on, is the outside one on Pouhon, and then the outside one on Stavelot 2.
Yeah.
Because just again, it's the Astro. It's not the curb itself; it's the Astro. So as long as you stay on the curb, you're absolutely okay. But yeah, as soon as you go any sort of bit wider than that, you're gone. Pretty much, you've got to straighten up that car and just hope that you don't go round. It's like I say, it's a great fun track to drive. I mean, we're racing here next week, definitely. I believe. So
I need
to get my practice on.
Yeah, you have to, because you're nearly you're joint second in points with Dan's, only 51 points away from the Gatti. That's how comparatively close this championship has been.
You say only 51 points. There's still a lot of points when you consider drop scores. He's going to be. He's basically, unless he, really messes up, he's won it. And I need to win the next 2 races in order to get any hope. So again, we'll see. I'm not really expecting anything, to be honest. That third place in Brands would have helped me so much more.
Without the auto spin. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the way it goes. To be honest, the last 2 races are just going to be a bit of fun. This track allows me to just go for overtakes where people don't expect overtakes to happen, so that's going to be great.
Yeah.
And then Catalunya, I quite enjoy driving anyways. Weirdly, a lot of people dislike Catalunya as a circuit, but I find it quite fun. I've never driven the Citroen there, so we'll see. But yeah, it's definitely look out for me. Racing a bit stupider next time. I won't be racing it tactically anymore. I'll be going all out if I can.
Oh, there you go. You heard it first here, folks. There, the 12 people that are watching, they'll remember that. We've got a few people in the chat. Yup Nub, Alex, Kev, and Charles saying hi everyone, and that. And Charles saying chilly.
Yes, so, I can see. Charles, you might have to get ready here, because I think Hideki's having connection problems.
Yeah, Hideki's having a bit of a problem here, but he's back out there. He looks like he's out there now.
He seems to be connecting, yeah, so we should be able to get underway soon. Yes. I believe Quali is about to start, well, it's aiming to start in about a minute's time, so hopefully if everyone can stay into the lobby consistently, we'll be alright.
We better just talk about the rules about this. So what it is they've already predetermined. Oh goodness me, Hideki. For what groups or driver pools that they're going to be in. There was a driver pool A and driver pool B.
Yes.
So for the first race, the driver pool B drivers gets to race in the LMP1 cars. And the guys in driver pool A gets to drive GR3 cars. Once the first 90 minutes race have been done, it's vice versa. So that means the driver pool A cars will drive the LMP ones, and the driver pool B guys will drive the GR3 cars.
And the results are based on your total completion time of the race through both classes. So just because you win the LMP1 race does not necessarily mean you've won the event, because it can all change in that GR3 race. The drivers have been split into pools based on a stewarding decision on pace, just to make the racing as interesting and as close as possible. So your driver pool A has your big guns like your Nagati and Kobu. Becky is back as well for once. It's good to see him back on the track, as much as we dislike all of his chat in the Discord. And then in your pool B, you've got obviously we've got Laurel in there, so he's going to be showing what he can do against the lower lobby A, lobby B drivers, seeing whether he can keep up. Robo's obviously part of the organisers of this event, so. It looks like we're having a restart here.
Yeah, we're having a restart of the lobby, yeah. So that's just because Hideki keeps jumping in and out, and MJ Walter and all. So again, a bit of difficulties there. We apologise for that. Beckham says oi oi in the chat.
I'm sure he enjoyed that call out. But yeah, I think Robo and Taven are going to obviously have the upper hand during this, because they've been designing the rules themselves. This is their event. So we must thank them for for doing that. There's been a lot of effort behind the scenes put into making this run. But it does also mean that they probably have an optimal strategy that they're not going to share with anyone. So
no, they're probably not.
I'll be watching them closely to see what they do.
So when it comes to tyres, so they've got 3 sets of softs in. Is it during the 2 races? Is it 3 sets of softs during the 2 races?
Yeah. So, from my understanding, they have 3 sets of softs across the entire event. So that's the 3 hours of racing, and it's up to them how they want to use them. You can use all 3 of them in one race. You can split them across. But once you've used up those 3 sets of softs, they're gone. The other important thing to note as well is that when you come into the pit stop, there is a mandatory 30-second stationary period. This is just to add a little bit of strategy in, a little bit of a break, considering we are going to be racing for 3 hours. It will allow, to get a drink, have a bit of a stretch maybe, to simulate almost a driver change.
Yeah.
So that should be adding something else into it. So we'll see. Again, I've got my little notepad here. It's going to be noting down who's starting on what, when they're pitting, what tyres they're going to. So I'll have all of that information ready.
That's what I do for our races too. I write them down, saying, "Oh, he's on them softs and that." Yeah.
So I'm going full hardcore mode here and getting it all nicely written down, so I can quickly call what's happening.
Anyway, we've got 12 people again watching. Thank you for watching this. We've got 5 likes. Give the video a thumbs up. We'd be greatly appreciated for that. We're just trying to see if we've got everyone in. We've got 30 to 16. Chili, the lobbies. Oh, you're in. Okay. I just didn't see your name.
I'm in.
Up. So let's actually just talk about the drivers that are in what cars they are. So first of all, we'll talk about the LMP1 guys. That will be starting in the first race. So you've got Chromedix, who I don't see him in the lobby, I don't think.
Chromedix, I believe, is going to be joining soon. I mean, considering the lobby's just restarted, we could give him a chance.
MG's having
problems
so
here. He's in the Porsche.
Yeah, he's in the Porsche,
I'll admit, I don't know enough about the LMP1 cars to be able to differentiate them too much. All I know is that the Porsche is probably the average of the 3, and I say 3 because, let's be honest, the GTR is not an LMP1 car, but for some reason, again, our resident commentator has chosen that.
And Kobu. And Kobu soon.
And Kobu as well, yes, Kobu has chosen that. But yeah, so the Porsche seems to be the most average of the 3. You got obviously the Audi is the faster one, but it drains its battery charge a lot quicker than the other 2, and that's going to be very important throughout this race. Is the regen on that, is whether it's going to affect the drivers. And then the Toyota obviously is the slower car, but it's much better on fuel, much better on energy regen. So while it might not have outright lap pace, it might be pretty good for the actual race.
Yeah, you were mentioning about Audi just being like the better car, but uses a lot on there. There's only one driver using the Audi, and that is Nagati, who we're looking at now. But he's driving the Lamborghini Huracan for the GR3. There's a lot of people going for Toyota for the LMP1. You got Taven, Hideki, Beckham, MJ Walter, if he can get back in the lobby, Larasco, Lenz Joe, and Robocopy himself. So loads of them. You got the Porsche drivers of Inman, who's a lobby A driver, pool A driver, I should say. Jerry Bear, Julius Maximus, and that's it. So we've got a lot of Toyotas, a couple of Nissans, 1 Audi, and 4 Porsches. Sorry. Yeah.
So I think the Toyota, for me, the Toyota would be the best choice again, but I'm sure these guys have already tested out each of the cars to figure out what's better, what's worse, what suits their driving. For me, the Toyota is the easiest one to drive, so that could be why it's probably the most popular, because you want consistency across this race rather than outright speed. So it's going to be interesting to see how those affect, or how each car affects each person's strategy with fuel. and tyres, and we should be seeing quite a close race across the two pools, to be honest. And I believe we're about to get quali underway.
We are about to get qualified underway. I think it's 5 minutes long, this, so it's going to be a mad dash for who's going to start on pole in both classes. So qualifying...
Yes, it's going to be a close one.
Yeah. Oh, Chili, you will quote the end of qualifying after 5 minutes there.
Yes, I will.
Instead of me typing it out, because then I'll easily forget.
Yeah.
So anyway, so first guy out is Taven. He is driving a Subaru. Closely followed by Hideki Sama, who's got that new Mazda car that was had an update last week.
Yes, I've driven that. It's very tail happy. I like it because I love me a rotary engine. I love the noise it makes. Beckham's also in the RX3.
Yeah,
so,
yes indeed, yeah.
But I have no idea how the car works in a race. So this is going to be good fun to see these two battling it out and seeing what they can produce with it.
Yeah, so we'll see here. Just looking here at Lateral driving that Nissan car there. It's a weird choice driving that Nissan, but yeah, I think Lateral's going to have Lateral and Cobra are going to have quite a hard time driving this car by seeing it in practice.
Yeah, it looks like Lateral has been struggling on his front tyres. I don't know whether he's managed to get that sorted, but I think that's just the nature of the car, unfortunately, because it is obviously a very, very all the power goes to those front wheels, and they do all the turning. So
yeah.
Yeah, again, it's a strange choice. I know he's done it. I know Lateral chose it as a bet with Charles. He said that if Charles chose to race in it, he'd choose to race in it. But then Charles ain't racing, so...
who wins?
Yeah, exactly. Who wins out of this? Charles is probably sitting there laughing his head off right now.
We'll wait a comment in the chat from Charles. Anyways, we still got people leaving. Julie's left and then came back in, and then MJ Walter's still having problems too, so you never know. Maybe Chucky will get into this race, barring on MJ Walter if he's not going there. But also noticing too, we're seeing some pretty new drivers in this there. Looking at Larasco, I don't think he's actually competed in an ARC race, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't yet. A lot of these drivers have recently come into the community, and they are just learning as Lateral goes wide at T1. They're sort of just settling in. They haven't tried to enter the championships yet, but fair enough, because you'd have to enter as a reserve status. So I think this is going to be a good first taste for them of what ARC can offer, what the community is like. Larasco's actually a very decent driver in himself. I've obviously did his rookie series with him, so I've raced him before, and he's more than competent behind the wheel. So he should be a good one to watch during this event. Who else is new?
Lens Joe, yeah, yes. I think he's a new guy too.
Lens Joe's again come in. He's a bit slower than Larasco, I understand, but that's still not a discredit to him. He's still a very, very good driver, very clean driver. He's joined. I've been chatting with him sometimes in some of our Friday night series and casual lobbies and things, and he's a nice guy. So it's going to be fun to see what he can do during this. It's very much there is the old guard and the new guard coming in again. It's going to be interesting to see what the more experienced members of the community compare to the newer ones are like. It's going to be a good fun race, I feel.
I hope so.
Just coming up to finish.
Okay then, so here we go then, just past the chicane, and he will do a lap time in a very good 1:58.011. Now I've seen when Nagati was doing the qualifying, he was in the 1:57, so that's a solid effort from Rascal.
That's a very solid effort, yeah. That's good from him. Jerry's done a 1:59.8.
Robocopy's gone up to second, 1:59.8. Oh, sorry, that's Robocopy, sorry, my bad. They're 1:59.0. Lens Joe's gone into third, 1:59.6.
Lateral's done a 2:11. So yeah. Good job there.
Good job in that very understeady car, was what Alex Rogers just said in the chat.
So Lateral's got to hope that this lap is good for him then, because he's gonna.
Qualifying's about to
his
end.
last opportunity, because qualifying is about to end, as I'm about to call it now.
Yeah, well, he's getting a good draft off of the hometown hero Lenz Jules as he's going in towards the Les Combes chicane. And he was blue that time. Nagati looks like he is fastest in the GR3 cars, followed by Inman, who is driving another Mazda, but it's a different type of Mazda. As he gets it all wrong going into Las Horse Hairpin, and just gently into the wall.
He just missed out the call out for the quali, so that's why he's done that. Bit of a showboating finish.
Yeah, we saw Inman compete at Interlagos a couple of weeks ago. Thought he did a good job there in his GTR. Let's have a look further back. Beckham looks like he is going to be third in class at the moment. Then it's Hideki Sama. So the battle of the new Mazdas. Looks like Beckham has gone ahead of Hideki. Then you've got Kobu driving a Mitsubishi. Now, we ain't seen a Mitsubishi in the GR3 Championship yet.
I think Kobu's just gone for the most outlandish, weird cars that you could possibly choose for this. Yeah. I mean, it's fair play to him. If he wants to use them and can use them, all for him. But it's certainly cars that I would never touch.
He's basically shooting himself in the foot by the looks of it there. And Taven then in last place, 2-minute 23.480 in the Subaru. So
Robo's just gone slightly quicker with a 58.4.
Actually, Larasco went quicker too, 157.9, so he just went nearly a tenth quicker than his previous best. So, good effort there. Looks like Larasco's going to start on the pole position, it would seem.
Yeah, and we're just waiting for the other GR3 cars to come around. I believe that no one's really on a lap, though, because... no,
Nagati's got a 7/10 penalty, and someone else
as well.
And damage too, yeah, so they're not going to improve.
Inman is obviously at the start. Beckham's coming around, and so is Hideki, so we'll see whether they improve now.
Hideki does improve.
Did improve, and so does Beckham. Beckham goes above Inman.
Yeah, he does, yeah. 2-minute 16.815, nearly half a second quicker than Inman, but also half a second slower than Nagati. So I think that's qualifying over and done with, as someone's revving up that engine quite a lot there. So let's see from the live time in here. So Larasco, the new guy, starting on the pole, 1 minute only guy to be in the 157.2. He's nearly half a second quicker than Robocopy with a 158.498. Then Lenz Joe 159.424, 4 tenths quicker than Jerry Bear in the Porsche Hybrid. Lateral sort of struggling in that GTR there, 2-minute 5.001. Then the leader of GR3 is Nagati with 2-minute 16.3 just about half a second quicker than Beckham, who is half a second quicker than Inman. Then you got Hideki in the second of the Mazdas, 2-minute 17.520, Kobu 2-minute 18.488, and Taven 2-minute 19.148. Only 11 cars. We are missing 3 drivers. I think MJ Walter was one of them. Who was the other ones? Yeah, but we're missing a couple others here. So I wonder if we can get Techno Guy and Chucky in this race.
MJ Walter has backed out.
Oh, okay.
He looks like he's having problems with his internet, so I believe Charles is coming in.
Charles is going to come in. So Charles, get yourself ready. I think you may be replacing... Also, I just forgot Julius Maximus. I haven't seen him. He was also competing in that because he was supposed to drive the Porsche.
He unfortunately had the pit glitch at the start, and considering the length of this event, I think we're unfortunately going to have to just put him at the back of the grid.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering it's going to be 90 minutes, I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue if he's going to start at the back of the field. Technically, he should be... Oh, no, he should be starting dead last because he's driving the LMP1 car, isn't he? Yes, he is. So... Here we go.
So I do believe we're going to have a stuck check first. At least we should do.
Well, I hope so. Hope everyone will get off the line. Because we had this multiple problems, didn't we, in the GR3 races?
Yeah, it's not been the smoothest of runnings of the championships this season, unfortunately, with all of the connection issues that we've been facing.
Yeah.
So I hope that we can get underway quite soon with these, but yeah, there you go. Stop checks in 2 minutes. Thank you, David.
Just needed to clarify on that then. So then, what do you think? Who will win in the LMP1s in race 1, and who will win in the GR3s for this one?
I think let me have a look at the squad again. I think it's gonna be a case of I do think that LaRascal is just going to have it. I know that obviously that's very easy to say, the guy who's on pole, but I think he's got that consistency over the others in that pool to be able to win that race.
Mm-hmm.
I think just over a stint he's just going to be that much quicker, and it's gonna help outperform the Toyota, Toyota's ability to save fuel. So I think that's who's going to win the LMP1 race. In regards to the GR3 race, it's going to be close. It's going to be really, really close. Because obviously Nuggy's in the Lamborghini, which is very fast over one lap, but it's not gonna survive much more than that. And that thing is very tail happy once the tyres start going down. I mean, you can already.
I've just got an error. Fudge.